This Black History Month, we look more into Trinity School in Athens, an all-black school that closed in 1970 when integration went into effect. Before Trinity, though, the land the school sits on was once a Civil War battle site. WAY 31's Luke Hajdasz talked with some of the last graduates of Trinity School and learned what the small cinder block buildings mean to them.
In the 1900s, black children in North Alabama thought of Trinity School not as a place to be separate from whites, but as a second home for them.
You have to understand, you have to look at the atmosphere, what it was like in the 60s and 70s. Here was a place where black folk could come and you felt like you were somebody. You were treated like you were somebody. And people cared for you and they wanted you to be the best that you could be.
Della Darty graduated from Trinity in 1964. She remembers going to a different window than the whites at Dairy Queen to get ice cream, or only being allowed to sit in the balcony at the theater while white kids sat close to the stage. But at school?
Here at Trinity, we was just like everybody else.
Trinity School was first built to educate the children of freed slaves in the late 1800s. Having gone through 2 fires in 2 locations, Trinity made its home off Browns Ferry Street in Athens, the former location of Fort Henderson during the Civil War. As time went on and the school grew, so did its following.
The people in the community, if you were attending Trinity or if you had graduated from Trinity, they treated you as if you had been to college. That's how much Trinity meant to this community.
Today, David is the president of the Athens Limestone Community Association. They've salvaged parts of the school, like the original stairs and fountain, but could only save so much of the building that fell apart after it was abandoned. Nowadays, he and the other members of the association work to ensure that the significance of the school and the land it sits on is never forgotten.
This moat went all the way around the fort. In other words, if the enemy came, the fort was on top of the hill, they had to come up the hill to attack.
And that's exactly what happened in 1864. Confederate General and later Grand Wizard of the KKK, Nathan B. Forrest, took over the fort from the colored infantry that was there. Today, the association, both black and white, works to keep stories like this alive and to restore the school to what it once was, while making the people of Athens aware of the history the site has.
We're lucky to be sitting right here, and you should have seen it before we got started.
In Athens, Luke Hajdasz, WAY 31 News.